Hello everyone, I'm Elena, your host for today's lesson.
Not just because of what we are going to learn, but because of how we are going to learn it. Together, we are going to live an entire week in English, from the first light of Monday morning all the way through to the quiet close of Sunday evening. 7 days, 7 moods, 7 complete worlds of vocabulary, conversation, and feeling. Because here is something I truly believe about language learning. The best English lessons do not feel like lessons at all. They feel like life. And that is exactly what today is going to be. Life in English for a whole week. If you are joining us for the first time, welcome. At English in Moments, we create a new lesson every single day, designed for learners at every level who want to grow their English in a way that feels natural, warm, and genuinely useful. Whether you are a B1 learner who wants to feel more confident in everyday situations, or a B2 learner who wants to add more texture and depth to your vocabulary, this session was built for you. Here is how today's lesson works. We will move through all 7 days of the week together. Each day has its own story, its own mood, and its own vocabulary set. You will read and listen to short scenes from different people's lives. You will meet new words inside those scenes, feel their meaning in context, and then shadow real sentences out loud so that those words move from your ears into your voice. By the end of this session, you will not just know more English, you will feel it in your body, in your rhythm, in the natural pace of your own speech. Before we begin, please subscribe to English in Moments and press the bell icon so you never miss a new lesson. We share a new video every single day, and every single one is built to give you real, practical, living English. Now, before we begin, one important thing. This lesson works best when you actually speak out loud. Every time you hear me prompt you, open your mouth and say the sentence, not quietly in your head, your real voice at a natural pace. The difference between listening to English and speaking it is the difference between reading about swimming and actually getting in the water. So speak, every time. Even if you feel a little self-conscious, even if there is someone in the next room, use your voice. That is how the language becomes yours. And if you are practicing at a level where some of today's vocabulary feels slightly new and slightly challenging, that feeling is exactly right. That is the B1 to B2 level working exactly as it should. New words in context, real scenes, real emotions, real practice. Let the slight stretch of unfamiliar words be your teacher. You do not need to understand every single word the first time. Trust the context. Trust the story. Trust your own brain to make sense of it. That is how language is learned. Not word by word in isolation, but story by story in the natural flow of a lived week. Now find a comfortable position, take a breath, and let the week begin. It is early, the alarm has not gone off yet, but something in the air already feels different. The room is still dark, but through a small gap in the curtains, a thin line of pale light is beginning to appear. A new week, a blank page, 7 whole days ahead of you, full of possibility. This is Monday, and Monday has a very particular feeling in English. It is the day of fresh starts and quiet determination. the day when people set their intentions, return to their routines, and face the world with a kind of renewed energy. Monday vocabulary in English is full of movement and momentum, full of words that push forward. Let us begin with our first scene. Sophie woke up on Monday morning with that familiar mix of feelings. A little tired from the weekend, but also quietly motivated. She had made a list the night before. 3 things she wanted to accomplish this week. 3 clear, manageable goals. She got up, made a strong coffee, and sat at her desk before anyone else in the house was awake. The silence felt productive. She opened her notebook, read through her list, and felt a small but real surge of energy. This week, she thought, is going to be different. Let us look at the vocabulary inside that scene. The first word is motivated. Sophie was quietly motivated. Motivated means having the desire and energy to do something. When you are motivated, you feel a pull towards a goal, a reason to begin. The word comes from the Latin movere, meaning to move. To be motivated is to be moved from the inside, not pushed by someone else, but pulled by your own desire. Say it. Motivated. Repeat that. She felt quietly motivated on Monday morning. Repeat after me. I find it hard to stay motivated when the task feels too big. Your turn. What motivates you most in your English learning? Now the word accomplish. She wanted to accomplish 3 things. To accomplish means to successfully complete something, to achieve a goal you set for yourself. The word carries a sense of effort and satisfaction. You do not just finish something, you accomplish it. There is pride built into the word. Say it. Accomplish. Repeat that. She wanted to accomplish 3 things this week. Repeat after me. He felt proud of everything he had accomplished by Friday. Your turn. I accomplished something today that I was afraid of yesterday. Now goals. 3 clear, manageable goals. A goal is something you are working towards, a specific result you want to achieve. Goals can be small, finish this chapter, or large, become fluent in English by the end of the year. The word manageable is important here. Manageable means something that can be handled or dealt with without being overwhelming. A manageable goal is one that challenges you but does not crush you. Say it. Goals, manageable. Repeat that. She set 3 clear, manageable goals for the week. Your turn. My goal this week is to learn 10 new words and use them in real sentences. Now let us shadow some Monday morning sentences. These are the kinds of sentences you might say, think, or hear on a Monday. Shadow each one with full voice. Listen. I feel motivated today and I want to make the most of it. Say it. I feel motivated today and I want to make the most of it. Listen. This week I am going to accomplish at least one thing I have been putting off. Repeat that. This week I am going to accomplish at least one thing I have been putting off. Listen. My goal for today is simple. Start. Just begin. Repeat after me. My goal for today is simple. Start. Just begin. Now the next word from Monday's vocabulary. Routine. She returned to her routine. A routine is a regular set of actions that you do in the same order at the same time. Morning routines, work routines, exercise routines. Routines provide structure. They reduce the number of decisions you need to make. When life feels uncertain, a routine is a kind of anchor. Say it. Routine. Repeat that. She found comfort in her morning routine. Repeat after me. My routine helps me feel in control, even on difficult days. Your turn. What is the first thing in your daily routine? Now surge. She felt a small surge of energy. A surge is a sudden, powerful increase in something. A surge of energy, a surge of confidence, a surge of excitement. The word comes from the Latin surgere, meaning to rise. And that is exactly what a surge feels like. Something rising inside you, suddenly and powerfully. Say it. A surge. Repeat that. She felt a surge of energy when she read her goals. Repeat after me. He felt a surge of confidence just before the presentation. Your turn. That small victory gave me a surge of motivation that lasted all day. Now let us practice a full Monday conversation. Two colleagues meeting at the start of the week. Shadow every line. Listen. Good morning. How are you feeling about the week ahead? Say it. Good morning. How are you feeling about the week ahead? Listen. Honestly, I feel surprisingly motivated. I set some clear goals over the weekend, and I think I am ready. Repeat that. Honestly, I feel surprisingly motivated. I set some clear goals over the weekend, and I think I am ready. Listen. Same here. I have a couple of big things to accomplish before Thursday. Echo that. Same here. I have a couple of big things to accomplish before Thursday. Listen. Let us check in on Wednesday and see how we are doing. Repeat after me. Let us check in on Wednesday and see how we are doing. Listen. Good idea. Let the week begin. Your turn. Good idea. Let the week begin. Now 5 words that belong specifically to Monday, to these feelings of beginnings and intentions. Repeat each word after me, then say the sentence. Determined. She felt quietly determined as the week began. Say it. She felt quietly determined as the week began. Energized. After a good weekend, he arrived at work feeling energized. Repeat that. After a good weekend, he arrived at work feeling energized. Focused. I want to stay focused this week and not get distracted. Repeat after me. I want to stay focused this week and not get distracted. Ambitious. She had an ambitious plan for the next 5 days. Echo that. She had an ambitious plan for the next 5 days. Productive. A productive Monday sets the tone for the whole week. Your turn. A productive Monday sets the tone for the whole week. Feel the energy in those 5 words. Determined, energized, focused, ambitious, productive. These are Monday words, words that face forward. Carry them with you. Before we leave Monday, let us do one more practice. This time, I want you to think about your own Monday, not Sophie's, yours. What does your Monday morning feel like? What is your first action of the week? What goal, however small, do you carry with it? Here are 3 more vocabulary words that belong to Monday and to the spirit of beginnings. The word commit. To commit to something means to decide firmly that you are going to do it and to give it your full effort, not half effort, not I will try, full effort, a real decision. When you commit to learning English, you are not just saying you want to, you are saying you will commit. She committed to 30 minutes of English practice every weekday. He committed to the goal completely and did not look back. I am committing to this, not just today, but every day this week. The word initiative. She took the initiative and started before anyone asked her to. Initiative means the ability to decide and act independently without waiting for someone else to tell you to begin. When you take the initiative, you are the one who starts something. You do not wait for permission. In English-speaking work and social culture, taking initiative is deeply valued. It shows confidence and leadership. Take the initiative. She took the initiative in her English learning, and it paid off immediately. He showed real initiative by starting the project without being asked. The word fresh. It is a fresh start. Fresh means new, clean, and not yet affected by difficulty or wear. A fresh start. A fresh perspective. Fresh energy. The word fresh carries lightness and possibility in its very sound. Say it slowly. Fresh. Feel how open and clean the word is. Say it. Fresh. She approached Monday with a fresh perspective. I love the feeling of a fresh week with fresh goals. Everything feels more possible when it is fresh and new. Now shadow these 3 final Monday sentences. Listen. I am committing to this week fully, and I am not going to look back. Say it. I am committing to this week fully, and I am not going to look back. Listen. I took the initiative this morning and started before I felt ready. Repeat that. I took the initiative this morning and started before I felt ready. Listen. It is a fresh start, and fresh starts are for taking seriously. Repeat after me. It is a fresh start, and fresh starts are for taking seriously. Monday is ready when you are. By Tuesday, the week has found its rhythm. The fresh energy of Monday is still there, but quieter now, more settled. Tuesday is the day of real work, of concentration, of sitting down with a task and simply getting on with it. Let us step inside Tuesday. It was a gray Tuesday afternoon when Clara finally sat down to work on the project she had been avoiding. She made a cup of tea, put her headphones on, and closed all the tabs on her laptop except for the one she needed. She took a breath, and then she began. Not with a burst of inspiration, but with something quieter and more reliable. Discipline. One word at a time, one paragraph at a time, she worked her way through it. An hour passed, then another. When she finally looked up, the light had changed outside, and the tea was cold. But the work was done. The first word from Tuesday's scene is discipline. She worked with discipline. Discipline means the ability to control your behavior and do what needs to be done, even when you do not feel like it. Motivation gets you started. Discipline keeps you going when motivation fades. The word comes from the Latin disciplina, meaning instruction and training. Discipline is what you build through practice. Say it. Discipline. Repeat that. She finished the project through sheer discipline. Repeat after me. Motivation comes and goes, but discipline stays. Your turn. What area of your life requires the most discipline? Now concentrate. She concentrated fully on the task. To concentrate means to direct all of your attention and mental energy to one thing. The opposite of concentrating is being distracted. You scatter your attention across many things. When you concentrate, you gather your attention and aim it. Say it. Concentrate. Repeat that. She found it easier to concentrate when the room was quiet. Repeat after me. I struggle to concentrate when my phone is nearby. Your turn. He concentrated so deeply that he did not notice the time passing. Now distracted. She had been avoiding the project, getting distracted by smaller things. To be distracted means to have your attention pulled away from what you are trying to focus on. A distraction is anything that does that pulling. The word comes from the Latin distrahere, meaning to pull apart. When you are distracted, your attention is being pulled in different directions at once. Say it. Distracted. Repeat that. She easily got distracted by social media when she was supposed to be working. Repeat after me. I feel more distracted when I am tired. Your turn. Remove the distractions and the work becomes much easier. Now let us shadow some Tuesday sentences. Sentences about focus, effort, and the quiet satisfaction of getting things done. Listen. I am going to sit down, concentrate, and just get this done. Say it. I am going to sit down, concentrate, and just get this done. Listen. Discipline is not about feeling inspired. It is about showing up anyway. Repeat that. Discipline is not about feeling inspired. It is about showing up anyway. Listen. She put her phone in another room so she would not get distracted. Repeat after me. She put her phone in another room so she would not get distracted. Listen. 1 hour of real concentration is worth 3 hours of half-focused work. Echo that. 1 hour of real concentration is worth 3 hours of half-focused work. Now the next Tuesday word, persistent. Clara was persistent. She kept going even when it was difficult. Persistent means continuing to do something despite difficulty, failure, or opposition. A persistent person does not give up easily. They keep returning to the task, the goal, the challenge. The noun form is persistence. The adverb is persistently. Say the family with me. Persist, persistent, persistence, persistently. She worked persistently for 3 hours. His persistence eventually paid off. I am learning to be more persistent when things get hard. Now the word steady. She made steady progress. Steady means controlled, regular, and not changing suddenly. Steady progress is not fast and dramatic. It is reliable and continuous. A steady pace, a steady hand, a steady effort. There is something deeply reassuring about the word steady. It suggests reliability, control, and calm. Say it. Steady. Repeat that. She made steady progress throughout the day. Repeat after me. He walked at a steady pace so he would not tire himself out. Your turn. Keep going at a steady pace and you will get there. Now let us practice a full Tuesday conversation. A friend checking in mid-afternoon. Listen. How is the project going? Say it. How is the project going? Listen. Better than this morning, actually. I finally managed to concentrate properly once I turned everything off. Repeat that. Better than this morning, actually. I finally managed to concentrate properly once I turned everything off. Listen. I struggle with that too. I get so distracted by everything. Repeat after me. I struggle with that too. I get so distracted by everything. Listen. I think the key is just deciding that the next hour belongs completely to the work. No excuses. Echo that. I think the key is just deciding that the next hour belongs completely to the work. No excuses. Listen. That is a very disciplined way of thinking. Your turn. That is a very disciplined way of thinking. Listen. I am trying, slowly but steadily. Say it back. I am trying, slowly but steadily. 5 Tuesday words. The vocabulary of quiet effort. Thorough. She did a thorough job from beginning to end. Say it. She did a thorough job from beginning to end. Patient. Good work requires patience. He was patient with himself when things moved slowly. Repeat that. Good work requires patience. He was patient with himself when things moved slowly. Methodical. She worked in a methodical way, step by step. Repeat after me. She worked in a methodical way, step by step. Resilient. Even when the task felt difficult, he remained resilient. Echo that. Even when the task felt difficult, he remained resilient. Absorbed. She was so absorbed in her work that she forgot to have lunch. Your turn. She was so absorbed in her work that she forgot to have lunch. Tuesday energy. Quiet. Concentrated. Steady. These words are the backbone of a productive life. Let us go deeper into Tuesday's vocabulary with 3 more words that belong to the language of focus and effort. The word immersed. She became completely immersed in the task. To be immersed in something means to be so deeply involved in it that everything else fades away. Like being submerged in water, you are completely surrounded by it. Immersion is total involvement. When learners immerse themselves in English, they surround themselves with it constantly. They listen, read, speak, and think in English until it becomes their environment. Say it. Immersed. She was so immersed in the work that she forgot to eat lunch. He immersed himself in English podcasts during his commute. I want to be more immersed in English every single day. The word diligent. She was diligent and careful in everything she did. Diligent means working carefully and with consistent effort over time. A diligent person does not rush. They do not cut corners. They give consistent, careful attention to every task. The word comes from the Latin diligentia, meaning care and attentiveness. Say it. Diligent. She was diligent in her preparation, and it showed in the quality of her work. Diligent practice, even in small amounts, produces remarkable results over time. He was one of the most diligent students his teacher had ever worked with. The word persists. He persists even when the task is difficult. To persist means to continue doing something despite difficulty. The noun form is persistence, and the adjective is persistent. We met persevere earlier on Wednesday. Persist is slightly simpler and more direct. I persist. You persist. She persists. It has a quiet, steady energy in it. Say it. Persist. She persisted with her English practice, even during the most difficult weeks. Persistence is not dramatic. It is quiet and steady and incredibly powerful. He persisted until he found a solution. Shadow these Tuesday deeper practice sentences. Listen. Once you are truly immersed in a task, the time passes quickly. Say it. Once you are truly immersed in a task, the time passes quickly. Listen. Be diligent today. Even a small amount of careful effort adds up. Repeat that. Be diligent today. Even a small amount of careful effort adds up. Listen. When things get hard, persist. The result is always on the other side. Repeat after me. When things get hard, persist. The result is always on the other side. Wednesday sits in the exact middle of the week. The weekend is behind you and still 2 full days away. Wednesday has its own particular mood. Slightly tired, a little heavy, but also, if you look closely, a turning point. The week is half over. You have come this far, and the second half is beginning. Let us step inside Wednesday. By Wednesday afternoon, Tom was tired. Not a dramatic, exhausted tired. A slow, accumulated tiredness that came from 3 days of effort and early mornings. He sat with his lunch and stared out of the window for a while, not really thinking about anything. His energy was lower. His enthusiasm had dipped, and he noticed a small but familiar voice beginning to whisper things like, "Is this worth it? And why does this feel so hard?" Tom recognized that voice. It came every Wednesday, and he had learned, slowly, not to believe everything it said. He drank his coffee. He went back to his desk. He kept going. The first Wednesday word is accumulated, a slow, accumulated tiredness. To accumulate means to gradually increase in quantity or amount over time. You accumulate experience. You accumulate knowledge. You accumulate tiredness over a long week. The word comes from the Latin accumulare, meaning to heap up. Tiredness accumulates the way leaves accumulate in autumn, one by one, slowly, until there is quite a pile. Say it. Accumulate. Accumulated. Repeat that. The tiredness had accumulated over 3 long days. Repeat after me. She had accumulated a lot of knowledge through years of reading. Your turn. My enthusiasm has accumulated since I started practicing every day. Now dipped. His enthusiasm had dipped. To dip means to go down briefly, a dip in energy, a dip in confidence, a dip in motivation. It suggests something that was up, came down a little, but will likely go back up. It is a temporary movement, not a fall, not a collapse, a dip. Say it. Dipped. A dip. Repeat that. His motivation dipped on Wednesday, but came back strongly on Thursday. Repeat after me. Her confidence dipped when she made a mistake, but she recovered quickly. Your turn. Every learner experiences dips. They are not the end. They are just part of the journey. Now persevere. Tom persevered. He kept going despite the difficulty. To persevere means to continue doing something even when it is difficult or takes a long time. Perseverance is one of the most admired qualities in any language and any culture. The word comes from the Latin perseverare, meaning to persist strictly. The prefix per means through, and severare means to be strict or serious. To persevere is to push through strictly, to hold your course. Say it. Persevere. Perseverance. Repeat that. He persevered through the difficult middle of the week. Repeat after me. Her perseverance eventually brought real results. Your turn. I am learning to persevere even when I feel like giving up. Let us shadow some Wednesday sentences. The language of getting through the middle. Listen. Wednesday is often the hardest day, but it also means you are halfway there. Say it. Wednesday is often the hardest day, but it also means you are halfway there. Listen. I am tired, but I am not giving up. Repeat that. I am tired, but I am not giving up. Listen. The enthusiasm might have dipped a little, but the commitment is still strong. Repeat after me. The enthusiasm might have dipped a little, but the commitment is still strong. Listen. Keep going. The second half is always faster than the first. Echo that. Keep going. The second half is always faster than the first. Now the word overcome. He needed to overcome his Wednesday tiredness. To overcome means to successfully deal with a problem or feeling that is difficult. You overcome fear. You overcome difficulty. You overcome doubt. The word suggests a kind of climbing over. You do not go around it. You go over it. You go through it, and you come out on the other side. Say it. Overcome. Repeat that. She overcame her nerves and gave a wonderful presentation. Repeat after me. He is slowly overcoming his fear of speaking English in public. Your turn. Every obstacle you overcome makes the next one slightly easier. Now the word endure. He endured the tiredness and kept working. To endure means to continue to exist or suffer through something difficult. It is a strong word. Not comfortable, not easy. Endure suggests patience under pressure. There is something noble in the word. Endure the difficulty. Endure the discomfort. Come through the other side. Say it. Endure. Repeat that. She endured 3 difficult weeks before things began to improve. Repeat after me. He had endured setbacks before and knew that they passed. Your turn. If you can endure the hard days, the good ones feel even better. Now a full Wednesday conversation. 2 people acknowledging the midweek feeling honestly. Listen. How are you doing today? Say it. How are you doing today? Listen. Honestly. A bit tired. I think it is just a Wednesday thing. Repeat that. Honestly. A bit tired. I think it is just a Wednesday thing. Listen, I know exactly what you mean. My energy has really dipped today. Repeat after me. I know exactly what you mean. My energy has really dipped today. Listen, I keep reminding myself that we are halfway there. That actually helps. Echo that. I keep reminding myself that we are halfway there. That actually helps. Listen, it is funny. I always feel like giving up on Wednesdays, and then by Friday, I am always glad I did not. Your turn. It is funny. I always feel like giving up on Wednesdays, and then by Friday, I am always glad I did not. Listen, that is a good way to look at it. Just persevere through today. Say it back. That is a good way to look at it. Just persevere through today. 5 Wednesday words. The vocabulary of endurance and turning points. Weary. By Wednesday afternoon, she felt weary but not beaten. Say it. By Wednesday afternoon, she felt weary but not beaten. Determined. Despite the tiredness, he remained determined. Repeat that. Despite the tiredness, he remained determined. Halfway. We are halfway there, and that is worth acknowledging. Repeat after me. We are halfway there, and that is worth acknowledging. Steadfast. She was steadfast in her commitment, even when it felt difficult. Echo that. She was steadfast in her commitment, even when it felt difficult. Turning point. Wednesday felt like the turning point when everything began to get easier. Your turn. Wednesday felt like the turning point when everything began to get easier. Wednesday is real. Honor it and then move through it.
Wednesday teaches something important, that the middle of things is always the hardest and always the most valuable. Let us add 3 more words to Wednesday's vocabulary. The word vulnerable. He felt slightly vulnerable on Wednesday when his confidence dipped. Vulnerable means open to being hurt or affected emotionally, not strong and defended, but open. There is great courage in vulnerability. Admitting that you are tired, that your enthusiasm has dipped, that the week feels heavy, requires a kind of openness that is genuinely brave. Say it. Vulnerable. She felt vulnerable sharing her real feelings, but the conversation was much better for it. Being vulnerable in conversation builds deeper trust than pretending everything is fine. I feel most vulnerable when I am learning something new and do not yet feel confident. The word recalibrate. He took a break and recalibrated. To recalibrate means to adjust, readjust, or refocus yourself or a system after discovering that something is slightly off. On Wednesday, when energy dips, a recalibration does not mean giving up. It means pausing, noticing where you are, and adjusting your approach. A 10-minute walk, a glass of water, a quiet moment. These are recalibrations. Say it. Recalibrate. She took a short break to recalibrate before the afternoon. Sometimes the most productive thing you can do is stop and recalibrate. He recalibrated his goals mid-week when he realized the original plan was unrealistic. The word compassion. She treated herself with compassion on the difficult days. Compassion means feeling warmth and care for someone who is suffering or struggling, including yourself.
Self-compassion is the ability to be kind to yourself when things are hard, rather than harsh and critical. On Wednesday, when the week feels heavy, self-compassion is not weakness, it is wisdom. Say it. Compassion. She treated herself with the same compassion she would show a good friend. He approached his mistakes with compassion rather than self-criticism. Compassion for yourself on the hard days is what keeps you going. Shadow these Wednesday deeper practice sentences. Listen. It is okay to feel vulnerable in the middle of something hard. That is part of the process. Say it. It is okay to feel vulnerable in the middle of something hard. That is part of the process. Listen. Take a break. Recalibrate. And then keep going. Repeat that. Take a break. Recalibrate. And then keep going. Listen. Be as compassionate with yourself today as you would be with someone you love. Repeat after me. Be as compassionate with yourself today as you would be with someone you love.
Something shifts on Thursday. The week is almost done. 2 days of effort are behind you. The end is close enough to feel. There is a warmth that comes with Thursday, a social warmth. People start making plans. They check in with friends. They have slightly longer conversations. Thursday is the day of connection. Let us step inside Thursday. On Thursday evening, Layla met her friend Anna for coffee after work. They had not seen each other in 3 weeks, and as soon as they sat down, both of them started talking at once, laughing and apologizing and talking again. The time passed so quickly that the cafe staff had to gently remind them that the kitchen was closing. They walked home slowly, still talking, neither of them in a hurry. Layla felt something she had not quite felt all week. Warmth. Real, genuine, human warmth. The first Thursday word is genuine. Real, genuine warmth. Genuine means truly what it appears to be, not fake, not performed, not forced. When something is genuine, it comes from a real place. A genuine smile, a genuine compliment, a genuine friendship. The word comes from the Latin genuinus, meaning native, natural, authentic. Something genuine has not been altered or pretended. It is simply what it is. Say it. Genuine. Repeat that. She had a genuine love of learning that made everything easier. Repeat after me. His kindness was completely genuine, and everyone felt it. Your turn. I want to speak English in a way that feels genuine, not rehearsed. Now the word catch up. They met to catch up. To catch up with someone means to talk with them about what has been happening in both of your lives, especially after a period of time apart. When you catch up, you close the gap between the last time you spoke and now. It is one of the warmest and most social phrases in everyday English. Say it. Catch up. Repeat that. We really need to catch up soon. Repeat after me. I love catching up with old friends. Your turn. She felt much better after catching up with her sister on the phone. Now the word warmth. Layla felt real warmth. Warmth. In this context, does not mean temperature. It means the quality of being kind, friendly, and emotionally generous.
A person with warmth makes others feel comfortable and welcome. A room with warmth has a feeling of safety and belonging. The word is related to warm, which of course has the physical meaning of heat, but its emotional meaning is just as vivid. Say it. Warmth. Repeat that. The room was full of warmth and laughter. Repeat after me. She was known for the warmth she brought to every conversation. Your turn. I felt an immediate warmth from him the moment we met. Let us shadow some Thursday sentences. The language of connection and friendship. Listen, I have really missed talking to you. We need to catch up properly. Say it. I have really missed talking to you. We need to catch up properly. Listen, there is something so good about a genuine conversation with someone you trust. Repeat that. There is something so good about a genuine conversation with someone you trust. Listen, she brought such warmth to the room that everyone relaxed immediately. Repeat after me. She brought such warmth to the room that everyone relaxed immediately. Listen, we talked for 3 hours and it felt like 20 minutes. Echo that. We talked for 3 hours and it felt like 20 minutes. Now the word lively. Their conversation was lively. Lively means full of life, energy, and enthusiasm. A lively conversation moves quickly. It jumps between topics, it has laughter in it, it feels alive. The word live is at its root, which gives you everything you need to know about its meaning. Something lively is fully, actively, joyfully alive. Say it. Lively. Repeat that. The conversation was lively and full of laughter. Repeat after me. She had a lively personality that made everyone around her feel energized. Your turn. The class became much more lively once the students started sharing their own stories. Now the word reunion. It was a small reunion of sorts. A reunion is a meeting between people who have been apart. The prefix re means again, and union means joining together. A reunion is a rejoining. You were together, then apart, and now together again. The word carries a kind of emotional charge. Reunions can be joyful, emotional, nostalgic, or all three at once. Say it. Reunion. Repeat that. It felt like a little reunion after 3 weeks apart. Repeat after me. Family reunions can bring out all sorts of feelings. Your turn. She was nervous about the reunion, but it turned out to be wonderful. Now a full Thursday conversation. 2 old friends catching up. Listen. It feels like forever since we properly talked. How are you actually doing? Say it. It feels like forever since we properly talked. How are you actually doing? Listen. I am good, genuinely. This week has been hard, but I am getting through it. Repeat that. I am good, genuinely. This week has been hard, but I am getting through it. Listen, I know what you mean. I have been struggling with my motivation a bit. Repeat after me. I know what you mean. I have been struggling with my motivation a bit. Listen, we should make a plan to meet more regularly. I always leave these conversations feeling so much better. Echo that. We should make a plan to meet more regularly. I always leave these conversations feeling so much better. Listen. Agreed. This kind of warmth is exactly what gets you through the week. Your turn. Agreed. This kind of warmth is exactly what gets you through the week. Listen. Same time next week. Say it back. Same time next week. 5 Thursday words. The language of people and connection. Affectionate. She was affectionate with everyone she cared about. Say it. She was affectionate with everyone she cared about. Supportive. He was supportive and kind when things got difficult. Repeat that. He was supportive and kind when things got difficult. Cherished. Good friends are cherished. They are not taken for granted. Repeat after me. Good friends are cherished. They are not taken for granted. Uplifting. The conversation was uplifting. She felt lighter on the way home. Echo that. The conversation was uplifting. She felt lighter on the way home. Belonging. That evening gave her a sense of belonging she had been missing. Your turn. That evening gave her a sense of belonging she had been missing. Thursday reminds you why the week is worth it. The work, the discipline, the perseverance, all of it feels easier when you know there are people on the other side of it. Let us add 3 more words to Thursday's vocabulary of warmth and connection. The word reciprocal. Their friendship was warm and reciprocal. Reciprocal means that something is shared equally between 2 people. A reciprocal relationship is one where both people give and both people receive. Reciprocal kindness, reciprocal respect, reciprocal love. The word comes from the Latin reciprocus, meaning going back and forth. In a reciprocal relationship, the going back and forth is the whole point. Say it. Reciprocal. They had a warm and reciprocal friendship built over many years. A good conversation is always reciprocal. Both people speak and both people listen. She appreciated the reciprocal nature of their support for each other. The word empathy. She listened with real empathy. Empathy means the ability to understand and share the feelings of another person. Not just to feel sorry for them from a distance, but to genuinely step into their experience and feel it alongside them. Empathy is one of the highest forms of human connection, and it is also one of the most important skills in any language. When you speak English with empathy, people feel understood. Say it. Empathy. She listened with such empathy that he felt completely understood. Empathy requires you to stop thinking about yourself and truly focus on the other person. I try to approach every conversation with empathy before anything else. The word nourishing. The conversation was genuinely nourishing. Nourishing means providing what is needed to grow, thrive, or sustain life. We usually use nourishing to describe food. Nourishing food, a nourishing meal. But we can use it to describe relationships and conversations too. A nourishing conversation leaves you feeling stronger and more alive than before it began. Say it. Nourishing. She sought nourishing conversations rather than shallow ones. A good friendship is nourishing. It sustains you through the week. That Thursday evening was the most nourishing part of the whole week. Shadow these Thursday deeper practice sentences. Listen. The best friendships are warm and reciprocal. Both people give and both people receive. Say it. The best friendships are warm and reciprocal. Both people give and both people receive. Listen. She listened with real empathy, and he felt genuinely understood for the first time in weeks. Repeat that. She listened with real empathy, and he felt genuinely understood for the first time in weeks. Listen, that conversation was nourishing. I feel stronger for having had it. Repeat after me. That conversation was nourishing. I feel stronger for having had it. And now, Friday. The word itself carries energy. Just saying it makes something loosen in your chest. The week is almost done. The effort is almost over. Friday is the day of relief and anticipation, of loosening shoulders and lighter steps. It has its own vocabulary, its own particular brightness. Let us step inside Friday. When James walked out of his office on Friday at 5:30, the feeling hit him before he even reached the street. That specific, physical relief of the weekend beginning. The sky was still light. People were walking faster, or maybe slower, or maybe just differently, with a freedom in their step that was not there on Monday. He stopped on the corner and breathed in the cool evening air. He had done it. Another week, faced and finished. He had not done everything he planned, but he had done enough. And enough on a Friday evening felt like plenty. The first Friday word is relief. He felt relief. Relief is the feeling that comes when something difficult, worrying, or painful stops or ends, when the exam is over, when the week is finished, when the hard part is done. Relief is a release of tension. The word comes from the Old French relever, meaning to raise up. When you feel relief, it is as if a weight has been lifted from your body and you rise back up. Say it. Relief. Repeat that. She felt an enormous relief when the presentation was finished. Repeat after me. The relief of the weekend is one of the best feelings of the week. Your turn. He breathed a long sigh of relief when the results came through. Now anticipation. He felt anticipation for the weekend ahead. Anticipation is the excited feeling you get when you are looking forward to something that has not happened yet. You are living slightly in the future. You are already tasting what is coming. The word comes from the Latin anticipare, meaning to take or deal with something before its due time. When you anticipate something, you lean towards it before it arrives. Say it. Anticipation. Repeat that. She was full of anticipation the night before the trip. Repeat after me. He felt a quiet anticipation as Friday evening approached. Your turn. The anticipation of something wonderful can sometimes be as good as the thing itself. Now unwind. He was ready to unwind. To unwind means to relax after a period of tension or effort. The image is beautiful. When you are stressed, you are wound up, tight like a spring. When you unwind, that tension releases slowly and naturally. To unwind is a physical and emotional process. Say it. Unwind. Repeat that. She planned a quiet evening to unwind after a long week. Repeat after me. He always needed a few hours to unwind before he could really enjoy the weekend. Your turn. I find that cooking helps me unwind more than anything else. Let us shadow some Friday sentences. The language of release, relief, and the weekend beginning. Listen, it is Friday and the feeling is completely different. Say it. It is Friday and the feeling is completely different. Listen, I did not accomplish everything I planned, but I did enough, and that matters. Repeat that. I did not accomplish everything I planned, but I did enough, and that matters. Listen, I need a quiet evening tonight just to unwind and reset. Repeat after me. I need a quiet evening tonight just to unwind and reset. Listen, that particular feeling of Friday evening is one of my favorite things. Echo that. That particular feeling of Friday evening is one of my favorite things. Now the word reflection. Friday is a good day for reflection. Reflection means thinking carefully about your experiences, decisions, and feelings. Not just rushing past them, but pausing and looking at them. A reflective person takes time to think about what has happened and what they have learned. The word comes from the Latin reflectere, meaning to bend back. Reflection is a bending of your attention back on itself. You look back at what you have lived. Say it. Reflection. Repeat that. Friday evening is a good time for quiet reflection. Repeat after me. She spent 10 minutes in reflection before the weekend began. Your turn. What did you accomplish this week? Take a moment for reflection. Now the word reward. He felt he deserved a small reward. A reward is something pleasant that you give yourself or receive as a result of effort or achievement. Rewards do not have to be big. They can be as small as a cup of tea enjoyed slowly, or a long bath, or a film you have been looking forward to. The point is the intention behind it. You did something worth celebrating. This is your acknowledgement of that. Say it. A reward. Repeat that. She treated herself to a long walk as a reward for finishing the report. Repeat after me. A good reward at the end of the week can motivate you through the hard middle. Your turn. What small reward will you give yourself this weekend? Now, a full Friday conversation. Two colleagues at the end of the working day. Listen, another week done. How are you feeling? Say it. Another week done. How are you feeling? Listen, honestly, relieved. It was a tough one, but we got through it. Repeat that. Honestly, relieved. It was a tough one, but we got through it. Listen, same. I have been looking forward to this evening all day. I just need to completely unwind. Repeat after me. Same. I have been looking forward to this evening all day. I just need to completely unwind. Listen, I always do a bit of reflection on Friday evenings. Think about what went well and what I want to do differently next week. Echo that. I always do a bit of reflection on Friday evenings. Think about what went well and what I want to do differently next week. Listen, that is a good habit. I might try that. Your turn. That is a good habit. I might try that. Listen, enjoy your weekend. You have earned it. Say it back. Enjoy your weekend. You have earned it. 5 Friday words. The vocabulary of the week's end. Accomplished. She finished the week feeling accomplished. Say it. She finished the week feeling accomplished. Grateful. He was grateful for the weekend ahead. Repeat that. He was grateful for the weekend ahead. Refreshed. She planned a quiet evening to feel refreshed by Saturday morning. Repeat after me. She planned a quiet evening to feel refreshed by Saturday morning. Well-deserved. A rest is well-deserved after a week like that. Echo that. A rest is well-deserved after a week like that. Free. He walked out of the building and felt, for the first time all week, completely free. Your turn. He walked out of the building and felt, for the first time all week, completely free. Friday. Breathe it in. You made it. 3 more words for Friday's vocabulary of release and celebration. The word exhale. She exhaled when the week was over. To exhale means to breathe out, and the moment of exhaling is the moment of release. When you hold your breath through a difficult moment and then finally exhale when it is over, the exhale carries all the tension away with it. Friday evening is a collective exhale, a whole week of held breath releasing at once. Say it. Exhale. She exhaled at the end of the last meeting and felt instantly lighter. Take a long exhale. Let the week go. He exhaled slowly and felt the tension of 5 days begin to leave his body. The word celebrate. He took a moment to celebrate his small wins. To celebrate means to acknowledge something good or significant and to mark it with joy. Celebrations do not need to be big or expensive. They can be as simple as noticing and naming what went well. A small celebration of a small win. In English learning, celebrating small wins is one of the most effective motivational tools available to you. I learned a new word today. That is worth celebrating. Say it. Celebrate. She took a moment to celebrate finishing the difficult project. Celebrate your progress, not just your results. Every step forward deserves to be celebrated. The word recharge. The weekend is for recharging. To recharge means to restore your energy, the way you recharge a battery. When you are run down, when the energy levels have dropped through a long week, rest and leisure recharge you. Without recharging, you cannot sustain the effort of the next week. Say it. Recharge. She spent the weekend recharging by doing things that gave her energy rather than taking it away. He knew that if he did not recharge properly, he would start the next week already depleted. Rest is not a luxury. It is how you recharge for what comes next. Shadow these Friday deeper practice sentences. Listen. Exhale. The week is done. You made it through. Say it. Exhale. The week is done. You made it through. Listen. Take a moment to celebrate the things you did accomplish, however small they seem. Repeat that. Take a moment to celebrate the things you did accomplish, however small they seem. Listen, this weekend is for recharging. Give yourself permission to rest completely. Repeat after me. This weekend is for recharging. Give yourself permission to rest completely.
Saturday opens differently. No alarm, or if there is one, it is gentler. The morning light has a different quality, less urgent, more golden. Saturday is the day of freedom, of leisure, of choosing. You can go out or stay in. You can be busy or completely still. Saturday belongs to you in a way that the weekdays do not. Let us step inside Saturday. Mia woke up on Saturday with no particular plan. That was the plan. She made a slow breakfast, something she never had time for during the week. Eggs and bread and a long cup of tea with the radio on low in the background. Then she put on her coat and went for a walk with no destination in mind. She wandered through streets she rarely had time to notice. She stopped at a market she had walked past 100 times without ever going in. She bought a small bunch of flowers and a jar of honey. She sat on a bench for a while and watched people. By the time she arrived home, she felt completely restored, like a version of herself she had almost forgotten existed. The first Saturday word is leisure. Saturday is the day of leisure. Leisure means free time when you are not working or doing obligatory tasks. The word comes from the Old French loisir, meaning to be permitted. Leisure is time you are permitted to use as you wish. No obligations, no deadlines, no requirements. Just freedom. Say it. Leisure. Repeat that. She spent the morning in leisure, doing exactly what she felt like doing. Repeat after me. He had very little leisure time during the week, so Saturday mornings felt precious. Your turn. Leisure is not laziness. It is essential. Now wander. She wandered through streets. To wander means to walk without a fixed destination, following your interest and curiosity rather than a plan. Wandering is different from walking. Walking is purposeful. Wandering is exploratory, open, unhurried. When you wander, you are available to discover things you were not looking for. Say it. Wander. Repeat that. She wandered through the old part of the city for an hour. Repeat after me. He liked to wander through bookshops without buying anything. Your turn. Sometimes the best discoveries happen when you wander without a goal. Now restored. She felt completely restored. To restore means to bring something back to its original condition. Restore a painting. Restore a building. Restore your energy. When you feel restored, you feel as if something that had been depleted has been refilled, as if you have returned to yourself. Say it. Restored. Repeat that. She felt completely restored after a quiet day to herself. Repeat after me. He came back from his walk looking restored and peaceful. Your turn. A good weekend should leave you feeling restored, not exhausted. Let us shadow some Saturday sentences. The language of freedom and discovery. Listen. I have nowhere to be today,
and that feeling is wonderful. Say it. I have nowhere to be today, and that feeling is wonderful. Listen. She wandered through the market without any plan and found exactly what she needed. Repeat that. She wandered through the market without any plan and found exactly what she needed. Listen. Saturday mornings feel like a small gift at the end of a long week. Repeat after me. Saturday mornings feel like a small gift at the end of a long week. Listen. I want to spend today doing things that restore my energy rather than drain it. Echo that. I want to spend today doing things that restore my energy rather than drain it. Now the word spontaneous. Her Saturday was wonderfully spontaneous. Spontaneous means happening naturally and without prior planning. A spontaneous decision. A spontaneous trip. A spontaneous conversation with a stranger. When something is spontaneous, it comes from the moment itself rather than from a plan. The word comes from the Latin spontaneous, meaning of one's own accord. Say it. Spontaneous. Repeat that. They made a spontaneous decision to drive to the coast for the afternoon. Repeat after me. She loved spontaneous adventures more than anything carefully planned. Your turn. Being spontaneous requires trusting yourself in the moment. Now the word savor. She savored the slow morning. To savor means to fully enjoy and appreciate something by giving it your complete attention. You can savor a meal, a moment, a feeling, a conversation. When you savor something, you slow down enough to actually taste it. In life, as in eating, the opposite of savoring is rushing. Say it. Savor. Repeat that. She savored every sip of her morning tea. Repeat after me. He savored the feeling of having absolutely nowhere to be. Your turn. Do not rush through the good moments. Savor them. Now a full Saturday conversation. Someone describing their perfect Saturday. Listen. What does your ideal Saturday look like? Say it. What does your ideal Saturday look like? Listen. Honestly, it starts with a slow breakfast. No rush, no phone, just coffee and something nice to eat. Repeat that. Honestly, it starts with a slow breakfast. No rush, no phone, just coffee and something nice to eat. Listen, I love that. And then, repeat after me. I love that. And then, listen. Then I wander somewhere. A market, a park, somewhere I have not been in a while. I like to be spontaneous. Echo that. Then I wander somewhere. A market, a park, somewhere I have not been in a while. I like to be spontaneous. Listen. That sounds genuinely restorative. Your turn. That sounds genuinely restorative. Listen. It really is. By the time I get home, I feel restored in a way that the whole week could not manage. Say it back. It really is. By the time I get home, I feel restored in a way that the whole week could not manage. Listen. I need to protect my Saturdays better. They are too precious to waste. Echo that. I need to protect my Saturdays better. They are too precious to waste. 5 Saturday words. The vocabulary of leisure and living well. Unplanned. The best moments are often completely unplanned. Say it. The best moments are often completely unplanned. Carefree. She felt wonderfully carefree as she walked through the market. Repeat that. She felt wonderfully carefree as she walked through the market. Indulge. He allowed himself to indulge in a long lie-in and felt no guilt about it. Repeat after me. He allowed himself to indulge in a long lie-in and felt no guilt about it. Refreshing. The walk was refreshing. Cold air, green trees, no screens. Echo that. The walk was refreshing. Cold air, green trees, no screens. Present. She was completely present, not thinking about the week ahead, just here. Your turn. She was completely present, not thinking about the week ahead, just here. Saturday is the reward. Wander in it. Savor it. Let it restore you. 3 more words for Saturday's vocabulary of freedom and discovery. The word serendipity. Saturday is the day of serendipity. Serendipity means finding something wonderful or valuable by chance, without planning or expecting it. A serendipitous discovery. A serendipitous meeting. A serendipitous moment. The word was coined in the 18th century by the English writer Horace Walpole from a Persian fairy tale about 3 princes who made happy discoveries through accident and wisdom. Say it. Serendipity. Serendipitous. She discovered the little bookshop by serendipity, and it became her favorite place in the city. The whole day was full of serendipitous moments. Allow serendipity into your Saturday by having no fixed plan. The word meander. He meandered through the streets without any hurry. To meander means to follow a winding, leisurely course without a fixed destination. A river meanders. A person meanders. The word suggests a beautiful unhurriedness, no rushing, no purpose beyond the movement itself. We met wander earlier. Meander is similar, but even more relaxed, more curved, more in love with the journey rather than the destination. Say it. Meander. She meandered through the city for 2 hours and felt completely at peace. He loved to meander on Saturday mornings with nowhere to be. Let yourself meander today. See where you end up. The word delight. She felt genuine delight at the small discoveries of the day. Delight means a strong feeling of happiness and pleasure. Not mild satisfaction, actual delight, the kind that makes you stop and smile and feel grateful to be alive. Delight is often found in small things: a beautiful window, an unexpected piece of music, a flower in an unlikely place. Saturday is the day for finding delight in the world around you. Say it. Delight. Delightful. She felt a pure delight at the sight of the old bookshop, crammed with interesting things. He was delighted by the conversation with the stranger on the bench. There is delight available in every Saturday if you are open enough to receive it. Shadow these Saturday deeper practice sentences. Listen. Allow serendipity into your Saturday. Let the day surprise you. Say it. Allow serendipity into your Saturday. Let the day surprise you. Listen. She meandered through the market with no plan and found exactly what she had been looking for. Repeat that. She meandered through the market with no plan and found exactly what she had been looking for. Listen. There is delight available in every day if you slow down enough to notice it. Repeat after me. There is delight available in every day if you slow down enough to notice it. And now Sunday, the last day, the quietest day. Sunday has a particular quality of light that is different from every other day. Softer, maybe, more reflective. Sunday is the day of looking back at the week just past and forward at the week to come. It sits between endings and beginnings. It belongs to both. Let us step inside Sunday. On Sunday afternoon, David sat in his living room with a book he had been meaning to read for months. Outside, the light was fading gently. He had spent the morning quietly, a walk, a phone call with his mother, a slow lunch. Now the house was still. He turned a few pages but kept stopping to think about the week that had just passed. The things he had done, the things he had not done. The conversations he had valued, the moments he wished he had handled differently. There was something tender about Sunday evenings. They reminded him that time moved whether you were paying attention or not. He put the book down. He made tea. He sat with the week for a little while longer before he let it go. The first Sunday word is reflect. He sat and reflected. To reflect means to think carefully about something, to look inward and examine your own thoughts and feelings. Sunday is the natural day for reflection. You look back at what the week brought. You notice what it taught you. You observe yourself without judgment. Say it. Reflect. Reflection. Repeat that. She took time on Sunday to reflect on everything the week had held. Repeat after me. He reflected quietly on the choices he had made. Your turn. Reflection is not the same as worry. It is gentler. It is observing, not judging. Now tender. There was something tender about Sunday evenings. Tender means gentle, sensitive, and slightly emotional. When something is tender, it is soft in a way that can be easily touched or affected. A tender memory, a tender feeling, a tender moment. The word comes from the Latin tenerum, meaning soft or delicate. Something tender is not hard or defended. It is open. Say it. Tender. Repeat that. She felt a tender sadness as Sunday evening approached. Repeat after me. He spoke about his grandmother in a tender way that moved everyone. Your turn. There is something tender and beautiful about the end of a week. Now nostalgia. He felt nostalgia for the week that was ending. Nostalgia is a sentimental longing for the past or for something that is ending. It is a bittersweet feeling. Sweet because you are remembering or experiencing something good. Bitter because it is ending or already gone. The word comes from the Greek nostos, meaning return home, and algos, meaning pain. Nostalgia is the ache of wanting to return. Say it. Nostalgia. Repeat that. He felt a quiet nostalgia for Sunday evenings as a child. Repeat after me. She was overcome with nostalgia looking at old photographs. Your turn. There is a particular nostalgia that comes at the end of every week, a tenderness for the days that have just passed. Let us shadow some Sunday sentences, the language of reflection and endings. Listen, Sunday always reminds me that time moves, whether I pay attention or not. Say it. Sunday always reminds me that time moves, whether I pay attention or not. Listen, I like to reflect on Sunday evenings. Not to worry, just to notice. Repeat that. I like to reflect on Sunday evenings. Not to worry, just to notice. Listen, there is something tender about the end of a week. Repeat after me. There is something tender about the end of a week. Listen, I let the week go, and I trusted that next week would bring its own gifts. Echo that. I let the week go, and I trusted that next week would bring its own gifts. Now the word grateful. He felt genuinely grateful. Grateful means feeling and showing thankfulness for something good that has happened or that you have received. On Sunday, gratitude is a natural response to the week. Not every part of it was easy, but all of it was yours, and there is something worth being grateful for in that. Say it. Grateful. Repeat that. She ended the week feeling genuinely grateful for the small moments. Repeat after me. He was grateful for his health, his work, and the people in his life. Your turn. Gratitude is not pretending everything was perfect. It is finding the real things that were good. Now the word renewal. Sunday is the day of renewal. Renewal means the act of starting something again, of restoring it to life and freshness. A renewed commitment, a renewed sense of purpose, a renewal of energy. The word comes from the Latin re, meaning again, and novare, meaning to make new. Every Sunday offers a renewal, a chance to meet the coming week with a little more clarity than you met the last. Say it. Renewal. Repeat that. Sunday evening felt like a quiet renewal. Repeat after me. She woke up on Monday feeling the renewal that Sunday's rest had given her. Your turn. Every week is a chance for renewal, if you let it be. Now a full Sunday conversation. Two people at the end of the week. Listen. How are you feeling about the week that is ending? Say it. How are you feeling about the week that is ending? Listen. Reflective. Honestly. It was a mixed week. Some things I am proud of. Some things I wish I had done differently. Repeat that. Reflective. Honestly. It was a mixed week. Some things I am proud of. Some things I wish I had done differently. Listen, that sounds very honest and self-aware. Repeat after me. That sounds very honest and self-aware. Listen, I think reflection is important. Otherwise, the weeks just blur together and you stop noticing what is actually happening. Echo that. I think reflection is important. Otherwise, the weeks just blur together and you stop noticing what is actually happening. Listen, I feel a kind of nostalgia for every week when it ends, even the difficult ones. Your turn. I feel a kind of nostalgia for every week when it ends, even the difficult ones. Listen, and then on Monday, the whole thing begins again. Say it back. And then on Monday, the whole thing begins again. Listen. Yes, and somehow that is beautiful too. Echo that. Yes, and somehow that is beautiful too. 5 Sunday words, the vocabulary of endings and quiet beginnings. Serene. Sunday had a serene quality she had come to love. Say it. Sunday had a serene quality she had come to love. Content. He was content, not ecstatic, just quietly, deeply content. Repeat that. He was content, not ecstatic, just quietly, deeply content. Thoughtful. She spent the evening in a thoughtful, gentle mood. Repeat after me. She spent the evening in a thoughtful, gentle mood. Whole. At the end of the week, she felt whole. Echo that. At the end of the week, she felt whole. Ready. He let Sunday do its work and woke up on Monday ready. Your turn. He let Sunday do its work and woke up on Monday ready.
3 final words for Sunday's vocabulary of reflection and renewal. The word acceptance. He approached Sunday with acceptance. Acceptance means the willingness to receive what is, without resistance or wishing it were different. Not every week goes perfectly. Not every goal gets accomplished. Not every day matches the energy of Monday morning. Acceptance is the ability to hold the week as it was, not as you wished it had been, and to find something worth keeping in it anyway. Say it. Acceptance. She approached the end of the week with acceptance rather than self-criticism. He was learning to hold his difficult weeks with more acceptance. Acceptance is not giving up. It is releasing the grip of how things should have been. The word harvest. He thought about what the week had given him. It's harvest. A harvest is what you gather at the end of a period of growth. At the end of each week, there is always a harvest if you look for it. A new word learned, a conversation that moved you, a moment of clarity, a feeling of progress, even a small one. The harvest of the week is everything the week gave you that you can carry forward. Say it. Harvest. What is the harvest of this week? What did it give you? She made a habit of writing down the harvest of each week. 3 things she had gained or learned or felt. The harvest of a difficult week is often the richest of all. The word restore. Sunday is the day to restore yourself. We learned restored on Saturday, but restore deserves its own full moment here. To restore means to bring something back to its original quality or condition. In the context of Sunday, restoration is the process of returning to yourself after a week of effort and motion and giving. You restore your body with sleep. You restore your mind with stillness. You restore your spirit with things that have nothing to do with productivity. Say it. Restore. Restoration. She used Sunday to restore herself completely before the new week. He needed the full day to restore his energy and his sense of self. Sunday restoration is what makes Monday possible. Shadow these final Sunday deeper practice sentences. Listen. I am approaching the end of this week with acceptance. It was what it was, and it was enough. Say it. I am approaching the end of this week with acceptance. It was what it was, and it was enough.
Listen. What is the harvest of this week? What did it teach me? What did it give me? Repeat that. What is the harvest of this week? What did it teach me? What did it give me? Listen. Sunday is for restoration. I give myself permission to be fully restored before Monday comes. Repeat after me. Sunday is for restoration. I give myself permission to be fully restored before Monday comes. We have traveled through 7 days together, 7 moods, 7 scenes, 7 sets of vocabulary that belong to the natural rhythm of a week in English. Before we move into the final practice, I want to sit with you for a moment and reflect on something important. Every week of your life is an English lesson. It does not require a textbook. It does not require a classroom. It only requires attention. The attention to notice which English words belong to Monday's energy and which belong to Sunday's quiet. The attention to feel the difference between the word discipline and the word compassion, and to know when each one is needed. The attention to hear the weak speaking and to answer it in English. This is what fluency means at the B1 and B2 level. Not perfection, not always knowing the most advanced word, but having a vocabulary that is wide enough and warm enough to hold your actual life. The life of Monday mornings and Wednesday dips and Thursday conversations and Saturday wanderings. If you can name those experiences in English, you are not just learning a language, you are living in it. Here is something I want you to try this week. Each morning when you wake up, say to yourself in English the name of the day and one word that belongs to it. Monday, motivated. Tuesday, focused. Wednesday, persevere. Thursday, warmth. Friday, relief. Saturday, wander. Sunday, restore. 7 words, 7 mornings. 1 word each day to set the tone of your English and your week together. And at the end of each day, say 1 sentence in English about how the day felt. Not a complicated sentence, a simple, honest one. Today was a productive Tuesday. Or, I struggled to concentrate this afternoon, but I persevered. Or, Thursday evening was warm and nourishing, and I felt genuinely restored by the conversation. These small daily sentences will do more for your English fluency than almost any other single habit you can build, because they connect language directly to lived experience. And lived experience is where language lives. Now, I also want to acknowledge something that every language learner at every level knows. There are weeks when none of this comes easily. Weeks when your English feels far away, when the words do not come and the confidence dips and the motivation disappears the way it does on a bad Wednesday. Those weeks happen. They are part of the journey. And I want to offer you this vocabulary for those weeks too. Setback. A setback is a problem or difficulty that temporarily prevents progress. A setback is not the end. It is a pause. Every person who has ever become fluent in a language has experienced setbacks, many of them. What separates the people who succeed from the people who do not is not the absence of setbacks. It is what they do when they meet them. Say it. Setback. I experienced a setback last week, but I am back on track now. A setback is just a chance to reassess and begin again. Bounce back. To bounce back means to recover quickly from a setback or difficult period, like a ball that hits the ground and rises again. Fluency is built not on perfect weeks, but on the ability to bounce back from the imperfect ones. Say it. Bounce back. She bounced back from a difficult month and came back stronger. Every time you bounce back, you become a little more resilient. I am learning how to bounce back more quickly each time. Perseverance. We met persevere and persistence and persistent during the week. Now let us hold the full noun. Perseverance is the quality of continuing to do something difficult over a long period of time without giving up. It is the most important quality in any long-term learning journey. Not talent, not intelligence, not even motivation. Perseverance. The willingness to keep going when things are hard and when the results are not yet visible. Say it. Perseverance. Her perseverance over 2 years of consistent practice produced extraordinary results. Perseverance is not dramatic. It is quiet and daily and absolutely essential. I am building my perseverance one day at a time. Shadow these 3 final reflection sentences. Listen. Setbacks happen. They are part of the journey. What matters is how you respond. Say it. Setbacks happen. They are part of the journey. What matters is how you respond. Listen. Bounce back. You have done it before. You can do it again. Repeat that. Bounce back. You have done it before. You can do it again. Listen. Perseverance is what gets you there. Not talent, not luck. Consistent, daily, quiet perseverance. Repeat after me. Perseverance is what gets you there. Not talent, not luck. Consistent, daily, quiet perseverance. Now let us bring all 7 days together in one final extended reading. I will take you through the complete week from Monday morning to Sunday evening in a single flowing narration. Listen carefully. Notice every word you recognize. Let the story carry you through the week one more time. And then we will shadow the key sentences together. The week begins on Monday. The alarm sounds in the half dark, and something in you stirs, not just from sleep, but from stillness. You feel a quiet surge of energy, that particular Monday feeling of the slate wiped clean and the week wide open ahead of you. You make coffee. You write down your goals. 3 things: manageable, clear. You sit with them for a moment and feel the quiet hum of being determined. Tuesday arrives and the rhythm deepens. The novelty of Monday has passed, but the work remains. You put on your headphones and concentrate. You are patient with yourself when your focus dips. You persist. 1 paragraph, 1 task, 1 hour at a time. By the end of Tuesday, you have not done everything, but you have done something real, something with effort inside it. Wednesday lands in the middle of the week like a stone dropped in still water. The tiredness has accumulated. Your enthusiasm has dipped, and you notice it. You sit with it for a while without pretending it is not there, and then you persevere. Because you have learned that Wednesday's heaviness is not a signal to stop, It is a reminder that you are halfway through something worth finishing. Thursday opens warmer. You meet someone for coffee or a call, someone whose voice you have been looking forward to. The conversation is lively and genuine and warm. You feel that specific Thursday lightness, the sense of connection that reminds you why the effort is worth it. You feel less alone in the week. You feel seen. Friday arrives like a breath released. The relief is almost physical. You walk out into the evening air and feel the tension of the week loosening. You reflect for a few minutes on what you accomplished, what you learned, what you would do differently, and then you let it go. The weekend is beginning. You have earned it. Saturday is yours. You wake without urgency. You make a slow breakfast. You wander somewhere beautiful or simply somewhere new. You are spontaneous. You savor moments you usually rush past. You feel something you do not always feel during the week. Present, fully, completely present. And Sunday comes quietly. The week sits beside you like a companion at the end of a long walk. You reflect on it with tenderness. The moments of effort and the moments of rest. The conversations and the silences. You feel grateful for what was good. You release what was difficult. And somewhere inside you, quietly and steadily, something renews. Now let us shadow the key sentences from the complete week, one from each day. Shadow every line with your full voice. Monday. Listen. I feel motivated today, and I want to make the most of it. Say it. I feel motivated today, and I want to make the most of it. Tuesday. Listen. Discipline is not about feeling inspired. It is about showing up anyway. Repeat that. Discipline is not about feeling inspired. It is about showing up anyway. Wednesday. Listen. The enthusiasm might have dipped a little, but the commitment is still strong. Repeat after me. The enthusiasm might have dipped a little, but the commitment is still strong. Thursday. Listen. There is something so good about a genuine conversation with someone you trust. Echo that. There is something so good about a genuine conversation with someone you trust. Friday. Listen. I did not accomplish everything I planned, but I did enough, and that matters. Your turn. I did not accomplish everything I planned, but I did enough, and that matters. Saturday. Listen. I want to spend today doing things that restore my energy rather than drain it. Say it back. I want to spend today doing things that restore my energy rather than drain it. Sunday. Listen. I let the week go, and I trusted that next week would bring its own gifts. Echo that. I let the week go, and I trusted that next week would bring its own gifts. 7 sentences, 7 days, the complete English week, lived and spoken, and yours. Before we close, let us do a final vocabulary run through every key word from every day of the week. Say each word with me, and after each one, remember the scene it came from. From Monday, motivated, accomplish, goal, manageable, routine, surge, determined, energized, focused, ambitious, and productive. From Tuesday, discipline, concentrate, distracted, persistent, steady, thorough, patient, methodical, resilient, and absorbed. From Wednesday, accumulated, dipped, persevere, overcome, endure, weary, halfway, steadfast, and turning point. From Thursday, genuine, catch up, warmth, lively, reunion, affectionate, supportive, cherished, uplifting, and belonging. From Friday, relief, anticipation, unwind, reflection, reward, accomplished, grateful, refreshed, well-deserved, and free. From Saturday, leisure, wander, restored, spontaneous, savor, unplanned, carefree, indulge, refreshing, and present. From Sunday, reflect, tender, nostalgia, grateful, renewal, serene, content, thoughtful, whole, and ready. 70 words, 70 windows into the English of a complete, real, lived week. Now here is how to take everything you practiced today into your real week. On Monday, choose one word from Monday's vocabulary and use it in real life. Say to yourself, I feel motivated today. Or write in your notebook, my goal for this week is. Let the language of beginning actually begin something. On Tuesday, practice the language of focus. When you sit down to work on something, say out loud, I am going to concentrate fully for the next hour. Notice how saying it changes the quality of the hour. On Wednesday, use the vocabulary of perseverance. When you feel a dip in energy, say, I am halfway there, or I am going to persevere through this. Let the word carry you a little further than you thought you could go. On Thursday, reach out to someone, and when you do, use the language of warmth and connection. Catch up with someone. Tell them something genuine. Notice how the conversation feels different when you bring real presence to it. On Friday, do your reflection. Spend 5 minutes at the end of the day writing down 3 things you accomplished and 1 thing you want to do differently next week. This small habit, practiced every Friday, will change the quality of your weeks. On Saturday, go somewhere without a plan. Wander. Notice things. Savor one small thing that you usually rush past. Let the day be unplanned and see what it brings. And on Sunday, sit quietly for a few minutes with the week that is ending. Feel the tenderness of it. Notice what you are grateful for, and let the renewal come quietly without forcing it. Now say these final lines with me. Shadow each one with full voice and genuine feeling. Listen. I have lived an English week today, Monday to Sunday. In this language that is becoming mine. Say it. I have lived an English week today, Monday to Sunday, in this language that is becoming mine. Listen. I know the words for effort and connection and rest and reflection. Repeat that. I know the words for effort and connection and rest and reflection. Listen. My English is not just in my head. It is in my week. It is in my days. Repeat after me. My English is not just in my head. It is in my week. It is in my days. Listen. Every week is a new chance to practice, and I am going to use every single one. Echo that. Every week is a new chance to practice, and I am going to use every single one. Thank you so much for spending this time with me today. You have done something truly special. You have not just studied English, you have lived in it for a whole week, through 7 moods and 7 stories and 70 words and every kind of feeling a week can hold. That is not a small thing. That is real and meaningful progress. Please subscribe to English in Moments and press the bell icon so we can spend next week together too. New lessons every single day, new words, new stories, new moments of this language becoming yours. I will see you in the very next one. Take care of yourself, and remember, every week is a whole new chance. Let it begin. And one last thought to carry with you. Language learning, like life, happens week by week. Not in one dramatic moment of arrival, but in the quiet accumulation of Monday mornings and Tuesday afternoons and Wednesday dips and Thursday conversations. In the Friday exhale and the Saturday wander and the Sunday stillness. Every one of those moments is an opportunity to practice, to notice, to use the language, and to let it become more yours. You already know more English than you give yourself credit for, and every week, if you keep showing up, you will know a little more. Word by word, day by day, week by week. That is the whole secret of fluency. Not a secret at all, really. Just the quiet, steady, daily choice to keep going. I will see you in the next lesson. Take care.